If you watched my last video, you know I believe in paying yourself first. Save before you spend. Build discipline. Create margin. That's step one. But today we're talking about step two. Because saving money will not make you rich. It will make you stable. It will make you responsible. It will make you less stressed, but it will not make you wealthy. And if your goal is real financial freedom, not just survival, then we need to go further. Let's be clear right away. Saving is not wrong. It's necessary. An emergency fund? Non-negotiable. 3 to 6 months of expenses? Smart. Short-term goals? Absolutely. But here's the problem. Most people stop there. They think if they just save more and more and more, one day they'll feel rich, but storing money is not the same as growing money. And if your money isn't growing, inflation is slowly shrinking it. Every year prices rise, rent rises, groceries rise, insurance rises. Everything gets more expensive. If your money is sitting still, you're quietly falling behind. That's why saving is the foundation, not the finish line. Let's break this down. There are three financial stages. Stage one, control. This is where most people struggle. They overspend. They react emotionally. They don't track anything. Saving forces control. It teaches discipline. It proves you can delay gratification. That's powerful. Stage two, growth. This is where wealth actually begins. Because once you can control money, you can deploy money, and deployment is what creates multiplication. Stage three, ownership. This is where money works harder than you do. Most people never move past stage one. They become excellent savers, but terrible investors. And here's the truth. You cannot save your way to wealth. Let's do some simple math. Imagine you save $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. After 10 years, that's $60,000. Solid, responsible, respectable. But it doesn't change your life. It doesn't replace your income. It doesn't buy freedom. Now imagine that same $500 is invested consistently into productive assets earning long-term returns. Over time, compounding kicks in. Money earns returns. Those returns earn returns, and suddenly time becomes your business partner. Compounding is the difference between storing and scaling, and most people underestimate it because it's slow at first. Year one doesn't look impressive. Year three, still boring. Year five, finally noticeable. Year 10, now it's powerful. Wealth isn't built in a year. It's built in cycles. Let me ask you something. If you stopped working today, how long would your savings last? 3 months, 6 months, a year? Now ask a better question. If you stopped working today, would your assets continue producing income? That's the real difference. Savings protect you. Assets free you. Protection is important, but freedom is the goal. Let's talk about what actually makes people rich. Ownership. Ownership of businesses. Ownership of equity. Ownership of assets that generate income. When you own a piece of a company, you participate in its growth. When that company makes profits, you benefit. When the economy expands, you benefit. When innovation happens, you benefit. You're no longer just trading time for money. You're participating in production. And that's the shift most people never make. They stay employees their entire lives. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. But if that's your only income source, you're vulnerable. One job, one paycheck, one stream. Wealthy people think differently. They think in streams, multiple flows of income, some from work, some from investments, some from ownership. Now here's something important. Investing is not gambling. It's not chasing trends. It's not throwing money into random things you saw online. It's systematic. It's consistent. It's boring on purpose. The average person wants exciting returns. The wealthy want predictable compounding. There's a difference. If you're constantly trying to hit big, you'll likely lose big. But if you consistently invest in productive assets over decades, the math works in your favor. Time smooths mistakes. Consistency beats intensity. Let's talk about income for a second. A lot of people focus only on investing without increasing income. That slows everything down. There are only two levers in wealth building: how much you earn and how much you own. If you earn more, you can invest more. If you invest more, you own more. If you own more, your assets produce more. It's a loop. And the faster you increase income, the faster that loop accelerates. That's why skill development is so important. High-income skills change your trajectory. Sales, marketing, technology, content creation, trade skills, leadership, negotiation. The marketplace rewards value. If you increase your value, your income follows. And once your income rises, you don't inflate your lifestyle. You increase your investments. That's the discipline from stage one. Control never goes away, it just gets redirected. Instead of cutting lattes forever, you build earning power. Instead of obsessing over small expenses, you focus on big levers. Most people spend years trying to save $100 a month, but won't spend 6 months learning a skill that could earn them $1,000 more per month. That's a mindset problem. Small thinking keeps you small. Now let's address fear. What if the market crashes? It will. What if I lose money? You might, short term. But zoom out. Historically, productive economies grow over long periods of time. Businesses innovate, technology improves, populations expand, markets recover. The people who win are not the ones who panic. They're the ones who stay consistent. Saving feels safe because it doesn't fluctuate, but long-term, it guarantees stagnation. Investing feels volatile, but long-term, it builds capacity. Here's a powerful shift. Stop measuring success by how much cash you have. Start measuring success by how much cash flow you generate. Cash is static. Cash flow is dynamic. If your assets generate income every month, you're building independence. If your money just sits, you're standing still. Now let's get practical. Here's the sequence. First, build your emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. This is your stability layer. Second, eliminate high-interest debt, because double-digit interest works against you. Third, invest consistently, every single month, automatically, before spending. Fourth, increase income aggressively. Never stop improving your earning ability. Fifth, reinvest returns. Let compounding do its job. This is not flashy, it's not viral, but it works. And here's what nobody tells you. The hardest part is the first 5 years, because progress feels slow. You're building the engine. But once momentum builds, it becomes exciting. Your investments grow faster. Your income increases. Your confidence rises. And suddenly you realize you're not just surviving, you're building. There's also a psychological shift that happens. When you own assets, you think long-term. You stop reacting to daily noise. You stop obsessing over headlines. You stop making emotional decisions because you understand the game. Short-term volatility, long-term growth. And that calmness is powerful. Financial stress often comes from feeling stuck. When you only rely on one paycheck, you feel fragile. When you own assets, even small ones, you feel empowered because you know you're building something beyond your job. Saving creates security. Investing creates strength. Ownership creates freedom. So don't abandon saving. Graduate from it. Use saving as fuel. Deploy it into assets. Turn stored energy into productive energy. That's how you move from careful to wealthy. If you only save, you protect today. If you invest, you build tomorrow. And the people who build tomorrow consistently are the ones who eventually control their time. That's the real definition of rich. Not flashy cars, not status. Time control. The ability to choose. To work because you want to, not because you have to. Saving won't make you rich. Ownership will. Income growth will. Consistent investing will. Long-term thinking will. Start with discipline. Move to growth. End with freedom. That's the progression. And if you commit to that path now, 5, 10, 20 years from today, you won't just have a bigger savings account. You'll have assets. You'll have leverage. You'll have options. And that's what wealth really is.